All right, so today we're taking a deep dive into something I know a lot of you have been hearing about.
Okay.
Prodentim.
Yeah.
It's this oral health supplement,
Yeah.
and they're making some pretty big claims.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to unpack all of that and figure out what's really going on. It's like
Yeah.
we're going to put on our detective hats and
Well,
look
it's
beyond that shiny packaging.
exactly. We need to get down to the nitty-gritty here.
Yes, see what Prodentim is all about?
Mm-hmm.
Does it live up to the hype?
Right.
So
Yeah.
Prodentim's all about probiotics
Okay.
and the oral microbiome,
Yeah.
which is that whole community of bacteria that lives in our mouths.
It's fascinating, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
It's not your typical toothpaste or mouthwash.
No, definitely not.
Yeah.
It's different.
Yeah.
They're really kind of pushing this more holistic angle. They're
Sure.
saying like a balanced oral microbiome.
Mm-hmm.
That's really the key to good oral health.
Interesting.
Going beyond just the
Right.
surface level cleaning.
Yeah. Okay, but how does that work?
Yeah.
Like we all have bacteria in our mouths.
Right.
What is Prodentim doing differently?
Well, they're saying that every tablet
Right.
has 3.5 billion CFUs.
3.5 billion?
Yeah, colony-forming units.
Wow.
Basically how much bacteria they're packing into each dose.
Okay.
The idea is
Yeah.
that these good bacteria,
Hmm.
they're going to come in,
Yeah.
restore balance, and fight off those bad bacteria, the ones that lead to,
The troublemakers?
gum disease,
Right.
tooth decay.
Okay, so 3.5 billion.
It's a lot.
It sounds like a lot.
It's a big number.
Does a higher CFU count always mean like better results though?
That's a great question, and it's actually not that simple.
Okay.
It's not just about the numbers.
Okay.
The effectiveness can really change depending on the specific strains of bacteria,
Okay.
how much you're taking,
Hmm.
and even just like individual factors, like
Yeah.
what your oral microbiome looks like already.
So it's not a guaranteed win just because it's a big number.
Not necessarily, no.
Okay.
I have to really look closer at the strains,
Oh.
see what research says about them.
Okay.
They talk about
Yeah.
lactobacillus, paracasic,
Okay.
malic acid,
All right.
peppermint,
Mm-hmm.
and tricalcium phosphate.
Okay, so let's break all of those down one by one.
Okay, sounds good.
What's the deal with Lactobacillus paracasa?
Lactobacillus paracasa.
Yeah.
It's a probiotic strain, and there's some promising studies,
Yeah.
especially about anti-inflammatory properties,
Okay.
and they think it might help with gum health.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
Okay. What about malic acid?
malic acid.
Yeah, I mostly think of that in sour candy.
Right.
Not really oral health.
Yeah, I know it seems a
Yeah.
little odd, but
Okay.
malic acid actually helps to remineralize tooth enamel.
What does that mean?
So basically, it strengthens your teeth's natural defenses
Oh,
against decay.
interesting.
Yeah.
So it's like giving your teeth a little boost
Yeah.
to protect them from all that sugar.
Exactly.
Okay, that makes more sense than the candy connection.
Yeah.
Okay, and then there's peppermint.
Right. Everyone knows peppermint.
Yeah.
Everyone loves that fresh breath.
Exactly.
But there's
Yeah.
more to it.
Okay.
Peppermint has natural antibacterial properties.
Oh, wow.
So it's not just covering up the bad breath.
Oh.
It's actually fighting the bacteria that cause it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So it's like doing double duty.
Exact.
Okay, and then the last ingredient,
Yeah.
tricalcium phosphate.
Tricalcium phosphate. That
Mhm.
one's a little more technical.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
It's a form of calcium
Okay.
that also supports that remineralization process.
Okay, so
So
it's like a construction crew for your teeth.
it's helping to rebuild and strengthen,
Exactly.
patch up those weak spots.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's where this whole approach starts to get
Yeah.
a little more interesting because they're combining all these ingredients that are targeting different things. Exactly. They want to fight bad breath,
Right.
strengthen the enamel,
Mm-hmm.
reduce inflammation.
It's a lot.
It is.
They're also making these claims that go beyond just like
Right,
oral health.
right.
They're talking about gut health and boosting immunity.
Yeah.
How does that fit in?
Well, that's where this whole gut-mouth connection comes in.
Okay.
It's a really fascinating area of research.
Okay, the gut-mouth connection.
Yeah.
I'm listening.
So basically, the bacteria in our mouths,
Okay.
they don't just stay there.
Okay.
Some of them can travel down to our gut.
Interesting.
And since the gut plays such a big role in our overall health,
Yeah.
like immunity,
Right.
a healthy oral microbiome could actually have broader effects.
So are they saying that taking Prodentim could actually improve our gut health?
That's what they seem to be suggesting.
Okay.
Yeah, they mentioned that some of these probiotics
Mhm.
are known to support gut health.
Okay, but that sounds almost too good to be true.
Yeah, we have to be careful.
Is there actually enough evidence
to support these claims.
Well, the research is still kind of new.
Yep.
We're learning more about it all the time.
Okay.
But it's important to separate the hype from the hard science.
Right. We need to be critical about this.
Yes.
Definitely. I'm interested to learn more about it.
Yeah, me too.
And see,
Yeah.
what the science actually says.
Does Prodentim really deliver on its promises?
Yeah.
That's what we're going to find out.
This is getting interesting.
It is. It really is.
This deep dive is...
It's a topic with a lot of layers to it.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see where we go.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. It's wild to think something so simple could actually affect something as complex as our gut.
I know. It really makes you think about how connected everything is.
Yeah.
But you mentioned evidence before. So
Right.
what kind of research is there about these specific probiotics in Prodentim?
So one they talk about a lot is Lactobacillus reuteri,
Okay.
and it's actually been really well researched.
Okay.
They found some benefits for oral and gut health. So another win for Lactobacillus.
Right.
We talked about Percocet,
Yeah.
and now reuteri showing promise.
Yeah.
What benefits did they find for oral health specifically?
So studies have shown that it can stop the growth of some of those bad bacteria in our mouths,
Okay.
which obviously is good for cavities and gum disease.
Yeah.
And there's even some research that suggests it can reduce inflammation in the gums.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So are there any other
Yeah.
probiotics in there that stand out?
Yeah, they also include B-lactis, BL-AO4,
Okay.
which has been looked at for its role in reducing plaque.
Okay.
And then there are BLIs K12 and BLIs M18.
Okay.
And those are known for fighting bad breath.
So they're really going after it all.
Yeah.
Bad breath, plaque, inflammation.
It seems like they've got a pretty good team.
They do.
Yeah.
But you mentioned dosage before.
Yeah.
Is there info on how much of each one is actually in Prodentim?
That's the million-dollar question.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's not always easy to find.
Really?
You might have to dig around on their website or even contact them directly.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's one thing to just list the ingredients,
Right.
but knowing how much of each one is there
Yeah, exactly.
would help us know if it'll actually work.
It's important.
Okay.
And remember,
Yeah.
even if the amount's good,
Right.
everyone's oral microbiome is different.
Okay.
What works for one person might not work for another.
So even with all this stuff, it's not a guarantee.
Right. It's not a miracle cure.
Oh, okay.
It can help, but it's not a substitute for good oral hygiene
Right.
and seeing your dentist.
Speaking of that, are there any other things people can do
Oh, yeah.
to help their oral microbiome, even if they take Prodentim?
Diet is huge.
Okay.
Lots of sugar and processed foods
Yeah.
can really feed that bad bacteria,
Right.
throw things out of whack.
So same advice as always.
Pretty much.
Cut the junk.
Focus on those whole, unprocessed foods, fruits, veggies, lean proteins.
Okay. What about brushing and flossing?
Oh, that's non-negotiable.
Okay.
You got to get rid of that plaque and food debris. That's what helps the bad bacteria grow.
So Prodentim could be a good addition,
Yeah.
but it's not replacing the basics.
It's all about a comprehensive approach.
Okay. Diet, oral hygiene down.
Uh-huh.
Anything else that can affect the oral microbiome?
Stress is a big one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How so?
Well, when we're stressed,
Right.
our bodies release these hormones
Mm-hmm.
and they suppress the immune system.
Okay.
Makes us more vulnerable to all kinds of infections.
So managing stress can actually help our mouths too.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah, finding healthy ways to manage stress, whether it's exercise,
Oh, yeah.
meditation, spending time in nature.
Yeah.
All of that can have a really positive impact.
It all comes back to that holistic picture.
Exactly. We've been talking about Prodentim, but
Right.
it's just one piece.
Yeah.
We need to look at all these aspects of our lives.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've talked about the science,
Right.
the potential benefits.
Mm-hmm.
Let's shift gears and talk about the marketing for a minute.
Okay.
They have all these testimonials,
Yeah.
people saying how amazing it is.
Right.
What do we make of that?
Well, testimonials can be interesting.
Yeah.
It's always good to hear positive experiences,
Yeah.
but we have to remember these are just individual stories. They don't represent everyone.
Right. It's like reading online reviews.
Exactly.
You can't always trust them.
You have to take them with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
We don't know the whole story.
Yeah.
Did they change other things in their lives?
Yeah. Were they using other products too?
Exactly.
So we need to be critical,
yes.
not just take their word for it.
Look for that scientific evidence.
Okay.
Be aware of any biases.
Testimonials are interesting, but they're not a replacement for research.
Right. And be skeptical of anything that relies too much on testimonials
Okay.
without actual evidence.
So where can people find reliable info about this?
Yeah.
Can you just buy it at the store?
As far as I know, it's only on their website.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
They can control the quality that way.
Right, and avoid counterfeits.
Yeah.
Plus, they can provide more details and answer questions.
So go straight to the source.
Yeah.
But do your own research, too.
Absolutely. The more you know, the better.
Uh,
We've covered a lot today. The science behind the oral microbiome, the specific ingredients in Prodentim,
Yeah.
the importance of a holistic approach.
It's been a fascinating deep dive.
It really has.
But before we go, I have one last question.
Okay, shoot.
Okay, so with all this talk about probiotics and these special ingredients,
Yeah.
I'm curious, what do you think about just like
Okay.
the DIY approach?
Right.
Could someone get similar results just by eating more probiotic foods?
That's a great question, and it really ties into everything we've been talking about.
Right.
So yeah, those fermented foods like yogurt, kimchi sauerkraut,
Yeah.
they have those good probiotics.
Okay.
And eating them can definitely help your gut.
Right. And we talked about how the gut and mouth are connected.
It's escalate.
So could that help our mouths too?
It's possible, for sure.
Okay.
There's a link.
Yeah.
But the bacteria in food,
Right.
they're not always the same as the ones in Prodentim,
Okay.
which are targeted for oral health specifically.
So it's not like a one-to-one swap.
No, you can't just eat a ton of kimchi and expect the same thing.
Okay.
Plus,
Yeah.
it's hard to know how much you're actually getting from food.
Right.
Is it enough to really make a difference?
Okay. So
It's hard to say,
yeah.
but eating probiotic foods is good.
Right.
It's just maybe not a perfect replacement for a supplement.
Especially if you have like serious issues.
Yeah, like gum disease or bad breath.
Okay. So what if someone's listening to all this
Yeah.
and they're thinking, Prodentim sounds interesting.
Okay.
What would you tell them?
I would say
Yeah.
do your research.
Okay.
Don't just believe the marketing.
Yeah.
Look for real reviews. Read about those specific probiotics.
Okay.
See if the science is there.
And I'd add, talk to your dentist.
Yeah, that's a great point.
They can tell you what's best for you.
Exactly.
'Cause everyone's different.
Right. They can help you decide if Prodentim is right for you
Okay.
or if there's something else that might work better.
So it's about being informed
Yes,
and making good choices for your own health.
absolutely. And remember,
Yeah.
no supplement is a magic solution.
Right.
It's about healthy habits and being proactive,
Oh,
taking care of yourself.
Well, that brings us to the end of our Prodentim deep dive.
Yeah,
We covered a lot.
we did.
The science, the
Yeah,
ingredients,
we're kidding.
the claims.
It was pretty
It
fascinating.
really was.
I hope everyone listening
Yeah.
feels like they learned something
Me too.
and can make good decisions about their oral health.
Yes. And remember, a healthy mouth is part of a healthy life.
It all comes back to that.
It does.
Yeah.
Take care of yourselves, everyone. Keep learning.
Keep exploring.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into Prodentim.
It was a pleasure being here.
Until next time, keep those smiles bright and stay curious.